scoreline difference. LFO, you know, again, such a seasoned team. They'll know how to recover from, you know, a first map defeat, trying to get a reverse sweep and everything. However, it might be a tall task to ask coming into this one. But I will have to say, without further ado, we are just about to get ready to get into this one. So, Mitch, let us get into map number 2, shall we?
The green map of Ancient, and yeah,
green.
Look, you know, going back to those runs, yeah, of course, green, right? Gray. It was, yeah, VERTEX, like, I've seen them face off against Order quite some time ago. It was the pre-Malta days back in ANZ Champs, so that's probably why it's not showing up on HLTV so much, but it's been, yeah, long time between drinks. I don't think it's a preferred map, but I know that they've got the structure to take this through, so regardless, it is going to be a good fight. And I kind of think that LFO really need to do something dastardly here and very much slap away VERTEX to get this win forward. But it is going to be easy with the opener. Does get traded, however. Liki with 2. And there's another one from Savage as well. So Apoc Dud is going to be all on his lonesome in this 1 versus 2 with that bomb running straight over towards A. He does have a kit. He does have a smoke. And he does have HP. So this is a winnable round, but LFO looking strong to the start.
Oh, plant going on down here after that. Chaos already with the pistols. Apoc Dud looking for the 4K with the kit and smoke. Are we going to see another ninja defuse? We don't know just yet, but of course, a lot of angles that he will have to clear going through the temple at the moment. He's going to have to cut a couple of corners going in toward the defuse later on. You got Apoc with the USP, and you got Sterling with the P250, so a bit of spam in the open, however. There is a couple of these positions that Apoc Dud potentially could stand to try and go for the ninja, and with that kit, he's going to elect to do so. The shots... Oh, come on. Okay, good.
Oh.
I was going to say.
I saw it almost happening for
a
second,
I know.
but it looks like Apoc, very aware, very alert, does find it. So that's an important round, right? Finding this pistol, T-side start. You know, we're talking about VERTEX, right? VERTEX. I keep getting VERTEX and Vertigo. It was their map pick, right? Indeed. Vertigo being a city-sided map, right? Ancient, double down on that. Go down even harder. It is very, very city-sided, and ultimately that is going to mean it's a challenge to really get some early runs on the board. But LFO, finding that opening pistol, it's a force back in for VERTEX as well. So if they take this fight, push them away, get them back onto an eco, it could be 3 early rounds. And look, 3 rounds is almost even enough to get it done. Liki
just jumping around.
Disrespect straight on in. That's what you need to see in a matchup like this.
Oh, the claws are out certainly at the moment in Cheetah. They are farming up the frags with the lesser submachine guns here. Liki's even stolen the MP9 that was purchased up, so whether or not you take that over a Mac 10, it would seem he wants to do so. Ruffleco's been spotted out in the red house as well. Brace made dealt with by Apoc, 1 HP, by the way. And with the bomb plant going on down, there'll be a little bit of extra money there as well. But more importantly, it's the round with all 5 alive for LFO, and that was the force from VERTEX. So it's going to be a quick eco from them, and then guns in the round after.
Phenomenal start there. Happy with that. 5 alive. So now they're just going to do a little bit of a shuffle of the weapons. Sterling obviously wanting to find some frags with that MP9, get the cash up for the big green. T-sided AWPing, maybe not, you know, as important on a map like this, but, you know, they do have still some very long lines. But regardless, LFO starting this way, it's a huge sort of confidence booster for them, right? I certainly don't think they were expecting to have that taken to them. And Dion, we get to hear the
yeah, the old
Zeus,
the electricity coming on through. Bit unfortunate that I was only on to, you know, a player with a lesser gun. However, getting a Zeus kill is always quite banterous. For now, VERTEX, as I mentioned, it is just the pistols. They're just going to be seeing if they can get a couple of cheeky dinks out onto LFO. Maybe they're able to finish off Sterling and just waste what he'd purchased in toward this round. Brace has just had a nade thrown toward him over at the other side of the map as well from a Savage. He's actually rebounded it off the wall that Brace is currently looking at. So keen little bit of intuition from Savage to be able to lob that one away. But all things considered, it's coming up pretty okay for LFO in this round. You just got Ruffleco hiding at the back. And, yeah. We'll see what he can do here.
The birds are a-chirping. Just waiting for this take to come through. Ruffleco, unlikely to really find anything from this back position. Maybe dink, but no, there's the smoke. Goes down. Should be able to afford themselves a plan here. Like 4 alive again for LFO. Very, very huge result for them to happen. A couple of warning spray taps, and they're going to leave it. Apoc doesn't want to go for the fight. That is very unfortunate. I think old mate Ruffleco will be quite chuffed with that one. You know, at least 2 weapons taken away.
Maybe 3,
Even
Mitch.
though if they, yeah, only just the SMGs at least.
Oh, Sterling's low. Oh,
good line from Sterling. Nicely done. 3 for LFO. Important start for them here on that T side. You know, 5 would be enough, but look, if they can start to make their way up 7 or 8, that would just be, you know, huge for them. And VERTEX, you know, again, after having such a strong start, if they do fall away here, it will be a little bit of a disappointing start for them as well. So LFO just needing to get straight back into it.
Do you think we need to see LFO cleanly win this one for Overpass to you know, I guess still be close? Or even if this one is still close and it goes LFO's way, are we still good?
Purely just because, like, VERTEX are quite a momentum-driven team, right? You know, I think if they're allowed to kind of go into a map like Overpass with, you know, some few rounds behind them, they're not even going to be looking at, like, oh my god, it's 1-1. It's like, we've already won this series, right? That's the confidence they're going to be going in with.
Oh,
As Brace walks straight over the one-way, that's fine, an opening frag. Huge start for them on this City side.
I can't help but feel APOC has been dealt a hard hand in this series so far. He's seemingly the player losing his life time and time again. First, but for VERTEX, first gun round on the board. Getting that opening frag unanswered is great. Massive amounts of damage onto Liki and hazr as well. Almost locked on out. Like he's just going to run through and he wins the duel against Malta. That is confidence.
That's vintage Liki. Straight through. No respect. Low HP and he gets the job done. Malta will not be knowing what he was ready for that one. Even had time to get the reload.
Mitch, someone has to go back and get the bomb. And if VERTEX continue to push down mid, they might be able to catch Savage off guard.
That ain't good. 45 seconds. Savage only with the Galil as well. Does manage to find it, but look at this timing already. Yeah, Ruffleco, huge position to be in. Is it going to be watched? No, it's not. The utility's going to be ready, and Ruffleco doesn't even try and take the fight either. Just reposition straight onto the other side of window. Now hazr has to clear, has to find Ruffleco. He's done it again. Savage was holding a main, but there was no mid control at all. They've been absolutely pilfered in this round. Savage has to just save.
Yep, pretty much. The team of LFO grouped up in cheetah, not wreaking any, you know, headroom. Not making any headroom, rather, in toward the side. And I can't help but feel in that round, right? 2 different scenarios to occur. The one that we saw, and Savage peeking out mid and catching the CTs before they can get over into the T lane of B. Unfortunate for LFO that it goes into the one that absolutely kind of just decimates them out of the round. However, they have built up their economy to be able to go into another purchase. And for VERTEX winning their first gun round on the board, this is where things are going to get nice and spicy. We've got the AWP for PZ as well. We actually have a timeout called for LFO. So they'll have a couple of, you know, little words to speak toward each other as well. But again, you know, something you made mention to that I think a lot of people need to realize, if it is your first time watching, you know, CS in our region, if you've just come and you've seen that VERTEX won map 1 16-7, you can't take anything away from either of these teams in this series whatsoever, because both of these teams, huge teams in the region.
Yeah, just don't be surprised, I guess, right? You know, VERTEX has been a team for a long time now where they've shown that they practice correctly, I think is probably the way to go about it. Like, obviously, swapping out Addict for Malta kind of adds in a little bit more of that experience, so it kind of rounds out the roster a little bit more. Do miss Addict, but he's having a fantastic run in Aftershock right now, which is fantastic. But overall, they're just a team that practices smart, they practice wise, and they play smart. You know, they are a bunch of players that know how to use their utility well, and whilst LFO are a powerhouse, look at this, straight clean, and an absolute farm inside mid. You know, just as we were talking them up, look at what they've done to LFO's defenses. Absolutely nothing left. And Savage, minute 30, sure, but the bombs drop down outside Donut.
This is a well-measured round to come out from VERTEX. You know, a couple of nades, the holding W, the holding mouse 1, and LFO are kind of turning heads and wondering where and what went wrong. Well, it was in mid, and you were not shooting at them. They were shooting at you. Savage 1 versus 5 is definitely a tall task to ask, specifically with the bomb down in mid. It just makes it even more difficult, doesn't it? A minute on the save simulator. What'll the purchase look like for LFO in the round after this as well? If Savage does a save. Liki's okay. Sterling's definitely not. hazr and APOC are on the borderline. So it would almost just have to be, you know, the half buy. Leave Savage to kind of see what he could potentially do with this AK and, you know, all the utilities saved on over. But I guess we'll figure that out in about a minute's time. What is going to happen? Maybe less if he does die.
The VERTEX, you know, just locked themselves into positions where they won't be traded out. Happy to sit and just keep their firm eyes on that bomb. And, yeah, really Savage, just hoping to kind of push through. You know, they are a bunch of players that know how to use their utility well, and whilst LFO are a powerhouse, look at this, straight clean, and an absolute farm inside mid. You know, just as we were talking them up, look at what they've done to LFO's defenses. Absolutely nothing left. And Savage, just hoping to kind of push through. Save that weapon. I guess it'll do them some good, but Malta's now on for the hunt. I don't
he's gonna
actually
see
know
him.
Savage is going to be spotted. Oh, BL was a long time coming. AK recovered. And yeah, Vertex have set themselves up into a fantastic position. Losing the opening 3 rounds now becomes less of an issue. Should very well be a save to come through for LFO. It definitely will be. And, you know, now just another really good opportunity for Vertex to stack up their money. And LFO have to know that just get this round out of the way.
Kind of settling in the beginnings of this round at the moment. Savage with the Deagle. Couple of P250s, as you mentioned, Liki. Then AK-47. Sterling the Glock. But it is the relinquishing of mid for Vertex here. They're happy enough to give it over towards LFO. A little bit of this utility goes down. Does it give Vertex a semblance and an idea that there may be a purchase coming from LFO? If Liki can try and sell something with that AK-47, maybe makes things a little bit better that Vertex think that there's proper guns coming through. But there's a Dink coming out on toward these pistols at the moment. Dink didn't really do too much to brace. It's 50 seconds to go. There is complete house control for LFO. But where do you go from here? Do you want to push CT? You're getting pushed on from the CTs at the moment. Brace wins that first duel. That was on the Liki. That's your rifle down.
Oh, Malta getting ripped apart almost with a triple dink as well, but does manage to keep on kicking. So still 5 alive for Vertex. Smoke goes down just towards the other side, but Brace with 3 points of HP. Unmoving Chad energy there.
Oh, he's got a third.
Another. That's crazy. Ruffleco looking for Sterling. Won't quite find him, but Brace gets it. Brace with 3 HP gets a 4K. Yes, it's a counter eco. They did have Kevlar. Back up against the wall. He gets the job done. Tied up scoreline now. Full buy will come through for LFO. Does Sterling have the big green, though? That will be the question. And will it mean much? But again, regardless, it is only a tied game. Still very, very early days. And I'm not going to start to call this series until Vertex find their way to a very, very strong CT side. And even then, you know, I need to see them find T-Pistol too. Like, I just will not sell this game away.
This is a series that I don't think we can until a team hits that GG. Yeah, even if it's, you know, you think about that last round, how it played out in Vertigo. 1v1, hazr, bomb plant. He knows where it was planted. He planted it. And it's a ninja defuse, you know? You literally cannot close out anything in this game at the moment.
Yeah, always a chance. We've seen LFO come back from worse in a series as well. But, you know, looking just not 100% right now. We've seen a few good rounds from Liki. Sterling activated in the previous, but, you know, Savage, APOC, a little bit quiet here and there. But there we go. That's what we need. Opening pick. PZ, though, getting aggressive, and he's going to be swinging down further. Look at this. Liki.
Wow.
Flicky down, and PZ will find it. Now hazr has to try and walk down for the trade, but immediately the buddy system walks through again. PZ gets out, and he is savored into position again. Now rotating back around towards house.
Yeah, LFO just need to be careful that they don't start to let Vertex run laps around them at the moment, because the running shoes are already on for Vertex, and LFO, well, they're still at the starting gate. Couple of seconds to go before we see them break in towards this B side. But if hazr can be sneaky beaky and wrap around PZ, maybe he would have a second. You've still got Brace hiding in the cave at the moment, which is being catered for on the back of... Ooh, I thought it was hazr. I thought that was a flash. It's actually a molly. He's going to try and clear it, and he will indeed find that frag. APOC onto APOC dud as well. So there's definitely a world in which Vertex could actually have found, you know, a couple of those kills to get back into it. But for Ruffleco, a 1 versus 3, feet, gun barrel, whichever, spotted at the corner of the smoke. Savage will close. LFO will find 4.
That was an absolutely incredible play there from LFO, you know, still understanding that Cave wasn't fully cleared, and APOC just happy to keep his back turned, watching down towards Cheetah. And, you know, in the end, they just get pincered in. Great pick from hazr. Molly to kind of shake them off a little bit, you know, at that back box. And Brace just got absolutely overwhelmed. So they bring it back from a down position to take it forward. So awesome stuff here. Well, as LFO take back the lead.
Yeah, there's a lot of mollies and nades from Vertex going over towards APOC's location at the moment. So it's got to be some comms for LFO to potentially be careful of a mid stack and a big, strong mid presence from Vertex at the moment. Sterling is Going to be boosted on up to see what he can spot out with this AWP at the moment. But how long does he keep focus on towards PZ? Needs his teammates to be catering for the caves and cheetah as well, because if you overlook it at the moment, the spam can even potentially get you. It's what Apoc Dud is trying to find and figure out at the moment. But as we approach the minute mark on this round, there is still a nice amount of utility for both of these sides. Take away a little bit now that the frags do start to come on through, and it's still VERTEX holding position.
Savage trying to wander out, Brace. Backside. All he needs is just that one little peek. Just that one little spot of information clearing into house. Will he spot the back? Yes, he will. Nicely done. Has the peripheral vision there. Brace, good stuff. Defending Ruffleco inside the donut. Now it is a very, very sort of weaker aggression. Ruffleco finds Apoc, and now it's all on the Liki in a 1 versus 4. Does have the bomb. Yeah, I've seen some big plays come out from the big Liki, but it will be PZ to take him. So another good round where the AWP is strong and VERTEX walk away with 4. And now just checking up on the cash money position. Again, not great. You know, that has been one really big thing that has, you know, fallen into VERTEX's pocket, is just how many times we've been able to reset the LFO economy between both of these maps so far, just sending them back to an eco time and time again. You know, it was more so saves in the previous map of Vertigo, but now it has just looked very, very strong. But regardless, you know, again, 4 rounds, already a good start. 4 Deagles picked up here, seeing if they can find something. And should have a decent looking buy into the next for LFO.
Yeah, the pistol's going to be able to be a little bit potent in this round. It's within a couple to try and reset economy of VERTEX, but really, you just want to be gathering rounds at this point. Even if you're getting a little bit of damage here and there, it may not be enough. Cheeky grenade takes hazard down. Quite low. Apoc Dud quick on the sticks as well, isn't he? On towards hazard. I want to see what the gun round sort of has, Mitch, in the next round for us for LFO. I mean, is there much in this round? I'll have to see another 2 dig shots to really
Certainly
see.
done some good damage.
Yeah, Malta's quite low. Potentially could finish him off. You swindle away an M4 here. I think you're even okay if you're going for a save with that. If Liki can find a frag as well with it, maybe interest does shift to from damage to round victory here.
Definitely think they can find something, yeah.
Yeah,
you
weaker side over
money's
A.
not great for VERTEX. Ooh. Good shot from PZ at the very least. Apoc. Jesus, PZ is quick, but not quite. There he goes. Hits the second shot, and Ruffleco will find Apoc. So that's a clean round, desperately one that they needed. Again, VERTEX, they take the lead, they take it forward, 4 alive, and LFO obviously are going to have another bite. Still picked up for Sterling. I think they're pretty happy to just keep him on the rifle on this T side. Don't blame him. But yeah, look, again, as we mentioned to everyone watching along at home, very, very CT-sided map. LFO have got 4, and they've got another buy moving into it here. Still, again, keeping the pressure on to VERTEX, because in the previous map, there just didn't feel like there was that pressure lining up at all, right? It felt like VERTEX were quite regularly ahead of the curve. But now it seems like LFO are kind of hot on their trail a little bit more. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I kind of observe this it's still a weird time for AUCS in the top sort of echelon of teams, right? Yeah, we know Renegades are still up there. VERTEX are starting to really challenge the likes of LFO and Order, and now we've got the new kid on the block of Aftershock as well. And look what they've just come out and been able to deliver. So it's definitely a time for, you know, a lot of these teams to go and say, hey, Renegades, we're here and we're near you now. Yeah. It's constantly scratching up. You know, very gatekeepy, this team. They're still learning how to fell some giants in our region, but very, very good at taking down some others. But there has been a lot of pressure. You know, we've seen Antic doing good things, but we'll talk about that after Savage. Let's get a very, very strong opener here, and that immediately puts Malta in a position where he has to get out. Ooh. Savage already looking to clear around the back of the quad as well.
Yeah, Brace and PZ in a spot of bother. Likewise for Malta, he gets taken down. There is technically a secondary flank in Ruffleco, but look how far back Sterling is going to clear that. That is insane. Really doesn't want this flank to be coming on through, and I think this round is definitely LFO's here. A quick start and a quick finish. Ruffleco, Brace, PZ, save the weaponry. It's not a problem. Although some exit frags from them wouldn't be too bad considering they have money to fight for, but that's exactly what Sterling's position was for, right? Clearing a safe passage out so that they can all hold on to this weaponry. 5 each, Mitch. You mentioned that 5 on the T side for LFO would be okay. Well,
That's
how much
enough.
extra do they have now in them?
It's already enough, and they've still got 5 more rounds. I guess the main thing is that VERTEX still have money. They will be able to reinvest where they need. But yeah, LFO are looking much, much stronger here. Their trades have been absolutely brilliant. You know, finding these rounds on a T side can be very challenging, and the ones that they have found have been fantastic. You know, that entry in from Savage, they've been changing up their aggression because they did look a little bit slower in those first few sort of buy rounds. But whatever they've changed up right now, you know, Liki seems to be moving. Savage is the same. And yeah, definitely already a winnable prospect in this map of Ancient right now. Straight out mid. Brace will be smoked off inside house. Ruffleco also a little bit awkward. APOC, don't know if he's been spotted. Is there a flash? Is he going to be looking to move through this? Ruffleco does get tagged up, and APOC, he is just aware, gets the job done. Now they move into window, and it's going to be Liki finding another as well. Both members are low. Sterling and Liki go down, but VERTEX already back up against the wall. Brace has to try and find this fight, looking to clear out, but already
Mitch,
APOC looking to shut the door on him.
Oh, they can get quickly back into this one as well, though. Look how low APOC and Liki are. The timing for Brace, if it permits it, that could even be a bomb drop. The flash is too deep. It gets in front of him, but the trade is at least there for LFO. APOC dud coming on through. Sterling
Bomb
just
control.
looking for this one. He's sidestepping the angle, and he's held the line. He's found the frag. PZ caught from hazr on the site, and that is LFO 4 alive. Quite a clean one.
This is why you can never count LFO out. They have dragged themselves out of the mud here, and that was just an absolutely phenomenal round, though, right? They had VERTEX just questioning themselves time and time again. Ruffleco looked like he was going to try and find that fight. APOC shuts him down. Brace gets traded. And then ultimately, you know, after taking some further control, taking some initiative down towards long, everyone's already ready for it. You know, PZ even getting picked up from the top of the site. So huge, huge stuff there from LFO. This is economy and map breaking round here for LFO. Double walk, Ruffleco and PZ go in it.
And look at APOC dud.
Nothing behind them.
APOC dud only has a 5-7 as well. So this is a bit of a wishy-washy purchase. However, if they can put LFO in that washing machine and hang them out to dry, maybe they're able to get this round. The AWP though, Ruffleco caught blinking, can't get into it. And that's an open A site. APOC dud spotted out on the other side of the map, and there with no kits, this is going to be a pretty difficult retake for VERTEX.
Already looking to take it, and Brace is going to be funneled out of the temple position as well. PZ though goes for the fight. Does he go for another big shot? It's enough potentially to get them back into this round, but
no kit.
PZ has to activate, has to go hard. Exactly right. It's going to be a challenge. Bit of a standoff here. A minute left on the clock. Molotov goes down. But LFO are just holding the brakes for now. Yeah, you don't need no kit if you don't get no bomb plant, Mitch. And for right now, VERTEX, I think they might be relying on that factor a little bit. 2 shots in from PZ. Flashed off the line, but his teammate there to try and help him. A trade from Malta. A bit of safe passage as well with the crossfire, given that the bomb is on the floor. The smoke will fade for the donut, and then Malta will be called into action as well. hazr getting in front of it, though, wins the duel, and they know where Malta was. However, that's a couple of seconds ago. Where do they think he's going to reroute from? Yeah, there's that lack of kit here, which makes it just so awkward. He has to make some sound at some point, and it is just going to be the man who got that plant down in APOC, just sitting in position. The hazr rather. A bit of distance, so what a shot. Okay.
He was low, but still.
All of a sudden, it does make it. Yeah, but it was a headshot, Theon. It was bloody sharp. And now hazr on the site, not being cleared. And he'll find it. He'll keep his hold. He'll keep his control. And even though only one alive, it absolutely doesn't matter. LookingForOrg, they've got cash. They've got rounds. And VERTEX are going to be fighting to try and climb back here as they've got to look at an eco.
And an eco should, by all means, give LFO the right of 8 rounds, which is more than the half. You're thinking about 5 being okay. Well, how about winning the half on the T side and then going over to the normal stronger side? Overpass around the corner if it's able to come in to a nice conclusion. However, Ruffleco is going to find APOC, and it's a stampede through mid from VERTEX. We've seen them win a round with just these damn pistols before, Mitch. Are they going to do it again?
Different story here. Great nade over the top there into house. And ultimately that puts LFO in a very good position. They can just pick up the pace, go straight towards B. Liki hears the footsteps now. He's got to be careful though. It is going to be a very tough fight. Liki, he will line up 4. It's a quad lockdown from the big man. I don't even care that that's an eco. It's so unoften that you won't see that traded. And Liki looks in the face of adversity, locks them out, and closes the door. It is going to be now a timeout on the T side from LFO. I'm only seeing timeouts called whilst they're in the lead of this series so far, Dion.
Well, I mean, it's just a
good spot to be in.
Yeah, just a bit of a settle down for them right now as well. You know, you never know how chaotic it gets in the comms with a couple of these boys. And, you know, for Vertex coming into a proper purchase right now, it might just be the tactical decision from, you know, potentially coach or anyone on the roster of LFO to just have a discussion. What's the plan of action coming in here? We've gone fast in towards mid. We've gone slow. We've won a couple of these rounds here and there. You know, we're starting to push Vertex into that corner and providing them no way to get out. So for this current time right now, this is one of those rounds that for LFO, you know, it can essentially decide the difference between the 10-5 half and a 7-8 half potentially, or maybe even a 6-9, but we'll think about that later.
Oh, lots to think about, plenty to predict, plenty to guesstimate, but LFO just looking so strong, even in the frag department, right? You know, it doesn't look super convincing, but just the amount of rounds that LFO have managed to pull ahead has just been absolutely beautiful to see. And this is why I say never, ever, ever count these boys out. There is a reason why they are in the position that they are, why they're fighting so hard for that representation that they need. Just continuing to push as a unit, sticking together. As you mentioned, Coach Hudson did take a little bit of a step away, but still in the server today. Has the time to watch his boys. They're now creeping through. Has a awesome position, but he can't quite connect. Liki was having that flash over the top and another smoke to push them back. So we'll settle down, but it looks like they're actually walking out towards A, and they're going to line up for Roffelco, 1.5.
Yeah,
that site secured. Look at where Brace is, though, Dion.
Yeah, but look at where Liki is as well. This could be a sticky bit in all sorts, couldn't it? Savage is going to tuck away in toward the temple. It's a position that, you know, I've seen hard cleared before, so will PZ be doing the same? Lots of time needs to be bought, however, at the moment from Sterling, repositioning toward the donut entrance. He's been taken down as well. Malta doesn't necessarily need to be doing anything bar clearing donut at the moment and then get somebody on this defuse. It's Apocdad with the kit. PZ's head has been taken off. Likewise of Apocdad. The defuse is a 10-seconder at the moment, but the trades are coming down, and for Savage to try and swing on out, to try and get Brace off the bomb. He won't win the duel, but where's that kit? He can't find it. Oh, no kit. Well, you know what they say about that.
That's right. And it was a 2 versus 4. Liki and Savage. Savage just holding it absolutely perfectly. Didn't move an inch inside that temple as he puts down his prayers, whilst Liki wanders away from the B site and ultimately there to pick him up out of the position. And they do praise themselves for that round, and I don't blame them. 9 now secured for LFO, and just checking up on that cash position. You know, it ain't great for Vertex. They're going to have to sort of throw something together. It does look like there's a couple of M4s to at least walk through with, and they will be, yeah, look, I got to admit, that's actually not too bad at all, but
so this is the
they're
part,
lacking in some parts.
This is the part I was talking about, where it's the difference of a 10-5 and a 7-8, right? And maybe the 6-9, depending on what the purchase kind of looks like for Vertex. So this first duel is going to be a real important one for Vertex at the moment. The space that they're wanting to gather is more pronged toward this B side at the moment. They've got that cheater control. Brace has just smoked off one side that he can put his focus on towards the other. He's a little bit lucky that that AWP shot misses its mark, but unfortunately for APOC, or finding PZ, the trade is there. Again, I don't know if this hastiness is something that I quite like, but with the smoke fading, Brace will find that. Settle down, boys. There's a lot of time to play with and a shadow advantage for Brace. Now the ball is in Vertex's side of the court.
Fantastic play there from Brace. Just so confident to sit forward. And it's those kind of plays that we need to see, right? You know, knowing that they're going to be moving on to that T side, the challenging side. So much hassle. Have to be very, very happy to play into it now. Liki has walked his way out of the donut, and unfortunately, Apocdad, a little bit of a whiff shot there, but he should have the info. Liki actually looking to clear it, and he does find it. This is another 4 versus 2 that we may potentially see fall into the hands of LFO. They've been playing so well from behind, but now it's on the Savage.
No
1
smoke.
versus 2. They do have a kit, but you're exactly right. The Molotov is what is going to be needed, but luckily, Malta and Brace, they sit as a unit, they find the frag, and that will be that 9-6 half that we talk about, Theon. Brace has been absolutely stepping up to the plate, top of the server next to Liki. But that's huge, and it will be a cheeky little break as we'll move back into the half very, very soon. 2 between LFO and VERTEX, and I am starting to become a bit of a believer here for LFO if they have moved in very, very strongly into their map pick of Ancient. Now City-sided, they walked away with 9 rounds on that T side. It's Conky and Komodo. We are here for what will be the second map, and not quite the deciding factor yet, unless we do see a big comeback from VERTEX to see who will be facing off against Order later on today.
Indeed, APOC going to be picking up a little bit of this utility here for the side of the CTs, and the single flash out from Brace is going to be going in towards mid to allow some passage for PZ. And it's just a double donut setup right now for the CTs at the moment, but LFO starting to win these duels. APOC dud, forced off the line immediately, and it will be LFO with the player advantage.
Nice little anti-flash there from Sterling, being able to pick up a great frag. And now Savage sitting back in donut. Does have the support, obviously, from his teammate. Does spot out Ruffleco, but Ruffleco wants to get a little bit more forward. Bomb, obviously, getting towards the site, but still 2 members. Sterling, that's a third in the round for him. He is looking absolutely dominant here. Not even another smoke. The 4K from Sterling, but he does get taken down in denial of the ace. Now Ruffleco has to find a 1 versus 5. Spot out a wild hazard, but they're going to be cleared hard, and APOC does get the position. Ultimately, that's going to be LFO winning a second pistol here in this map and starting to carry their way forward to a third map in Overpass.
Oh, my favorite map. It'll be nice to get that one back in toward the mix, wouldn't it? We're going to be seeing that purchase, though, for LFO. Hang on. I think the HUD's... We're good?
Yep, there we go.
All
All fixed.
Yep, it was just the wrong way around because of the number switching. I don't know. We're good. LFO have a purchase, and that's a UMP in play, which is seemingly a weapon that, you know, was never bought for a long period of time, and now it's kind of being purchased up again, and it's actually found our first frag of the round. APOC onto APOC dud. I think it's like the second time he's won that duel.
I think that
Usually
was actually before your time, hey,
the
the
other
old UMP meta that we used to see. It was like as strong as an AK almost back in the day. Like, this is like 2016, pretty much early Counter-Strike days. Not quite, maybe arguably as strong as the old CZ, but I digress. Tech 9 is what is going to be coming through here. Will it be the Rec 9? Doesn't appear so, as APOC still able to hold true. Looking the wrong way, lines them up. Great shot there from Ruffleco, but he has done a whole lot of damage there. So it should be some nice cash stacked up. And VERTEX, you know, obviously this is a force buy back in, so not looking the greatest just yet. However, running position, PZ does get taken down. So looking again very, very strong here for LFO, trying to send VERTEX into that eco. Yeah, just a couple of troubles in through towards mid for VERTEX at the moment that don't go their way, so it makes it more difficult. Ruffleco, well, he's lost his teammate in Brace, so if LFO are able to hold on to these 4 weapons in toward the next round, that'll be okay to build up a bit of the economy before we see VERTEX's rifle round, because I dare say Ruffleco isn't going to have anything happening with 8 HP and a hazard, giving him a headache from the back of his noggin. So it is going to be indeed the 4 alive for LFO. And it's round number 11, Mitch. You know, we're talking about LFO doing what they needed to do on the T side, starting off strong on the CT side as well, bridging the gap between the scorelines here to, I guess, maybe try and reenact the scoreline that we did see for VERTEX in the last one, because it always gives you a good feeling of teams winning their own map picks quite nicely to send us into that decider, and it is going to be a great decider map. Yeah, well, there's a chance that we actually appear to have the same score lines, right? You know, if it was a double up of those 16-7, it means that both teams actually are confident, because the old Australian curse, right, of winning each other's map picks, quite classic.
Indeed.
But nothing here for VERTEX, just a Deagle, a P250, some basic util to allow some maybe safe passage towards the A side at this point in time, it seems, but they are still very split up. Bomb still dropped. It's actually going to be that control out mid. APOC dud doesn't actually connect at all.
He's hungry for this.
Want to look to find something, yeah, for sure. Why not with that MP9? Try and line up the cash. Need to get that AWP up for Sterling in due course. There's a frag for him, but he does get taken very, very low.
Yeah, it's a good information though for LFO in a round such as this. How are VERTEX going to be playing rounds when they do have the pistols? It is quite the passive nature for them at the moment, trying to bait in LFO to come towards their locations, maybe get the double dinks out and the sneaky positions. For APOC, however, he's looking to find a couple of cheeky frags here. Sterling's quite low, so probably don't want to see him engage too hard in toward the duels at the moment. He's more playing back towards mid. But again, you know, these are one of those rounds where we are just kind of waiting for them to finish on up. LFO to find 12 to get the guns for VERTEX and really see what their T side is going to be made of when they've got those rifles.
Good line. APOC trying to find the fight. He'll get one. All left on a PZ into the hands of Liki, closing the round. The LFO doubling the scoreline 12-6. Looking very, very strong here now. So the first real opportunity is VERTEX going to be able to throw out anything that will give us a little bit more faith into this series. We'll have to find out into the round. Now, what will be the 19th of the map number 2. Again, to anyone who is just joining us here, this is the IEM Dallas Oceania closed qualifiers. 3 teams remain. Order, who is waiting obviously inside that grand final. And then these 2 teams on your screen right now. VERTEX 1 map advantage as LFO looking to smack it back.
So APOC has gotten in through towards mid. Gonna have some assistance if need be from Sterling, who's playing up in the house. But APOC, he's lost the duel again to APOC this time. Seemingly, if you've got your own map pick behind you, it's going to be that APOC's fragging coming on through. However, in toward the side of B is where it is necessary now for APOC to assist. The player advantage for LFO. Roffelco in towards the temple as the bomb plant goes down. He wins that fight there, but not the trade. A little bit of damage onto Sterling. Now it's Malta and Brace to hold down.
Certainly an okay 2-on-3 position to be in, but they do have kits available. Smoke in hand for Sterling, but obviously very, very low HP as well. Smoke inside the other side of the temple. Now Brace just watching, seeing if anyone will cruise their way out of Donut on that line. APOC gets found, back to the 2v2, and there's Malta. Now it's all on a Sterling, 14 points of HP, and Brace will react nicely. There we have it. VERTEX finally a run on the board on this T side. There's a lot more running that they will need to be doing, maybe even a sprint ahead of them or a marathon, depending on what it's sort of vibing out here for LFO. And what's their cash looking like right now? It is going to be buying down to the bare minimum. They have the full investment. So a break point for both of these teams. A very important round to be found.
Certainly so. You got Sterling up on the boomstick as well, however. So we're going to see if he's going to go for some aggression down through mid. It's APOC again to get in toward the corner. It's a double stack grenade and a flashbang out this time that does work at least for another for APOC. A trade through and extra damage onto PZ at the other side of the map means that LFO are in a great position in the beginning seconds of this round. A flash goes deep, it catches Sterling, but it allows Roffelco rather, a window of opportunity. Roffelq
up.
Roffelq up.
It's pug time.
Roffelqt.
Yeah, true. But no, look, a very solid start. That's twice now that we've seen, except on opposing sides, where the mid stack or the mid aggression has not paid off. You know, trying to smoke their way through. And ultimately, just the nades raining down has made it really, really awkward. Now, Savage does hear some audio. Roffelco should be able to get into position. Savage actually dropping out, so he will be found. Huge there from Savage. Now, Brace in a 1 versus 4. Does manage to at least find one scalp. This will be a ace clutch if he does manage to pull it through with the 1v4 involved. But long way to do it, and he'll have to get his gun out because there is a wild hazard having a little bit of a look in. Does he pull out the gun now?
It's all down to timing again.
Yeah, Jesus, it is.
We saw Savage just get timed on the site when he looked toward Brace's location for 2 seconds, turns away thinking there's no immediate trade to come out, but Hazard's on it. He's tucked in a corner. A nice angle that you wouldn't be checking first. And it's 13 for LFO, and you talk about a reset potential coming on through. And for VERTEX, that was that one. No real purchase on the horizon to come through for this round, unless they completely force and leave Malta and Roffelco to kind of play with the lesser weaponry, which, is that what they're doing? Brace has gone in, APOC that's halved, PZ's halved. Okay, so it's Brace go shoot.
Yeah, Brace go kill. He's been doing that this game, so I don't blame them. Pretty good decision to be found. Brace is going to be sent away. It's a good line, but unfortunately APOC, this guy's been absolutely hot this game. He's just been, sent out. And he's been finding frags time after time. You know, typically Ed has been traded. He has got quite a few amount of deaths, but that's good. You know, he's doing his job. He's doing exactly what the team needs him to find. Oh, that's cheeky. And that's an excellent nade, hazard. This is what I mean. VERTEX throughout the entirety of this series have had immaculate utility. Malta finds APOC. Dion.
Yeah, don't. Just forget about it. No, not allowed to. Yep, no.
All right, okay.
Not happening.
PZ timing. Straight out. Savage. Not ready for it. Oh, there it is. It's a little bit shaky. He gets the job done, and now it's a 1-on-1 defense position. Sterling up towards the A site. Definitely looks like that is the position that they're going to find. The leg shot onto Apoc Dud. The nade comes through, but there's the info. Does manage to live, does manage to get out, but this is important rounds for VERTEX to win if they can find it.
Still not happening. Liki is going to plant his feet. And he is going to be able to find everything that they need. And unfortunately, it's time again. He's not even thinking there's a gap in the box because his focus is stopping them from getting in toward the site. There's the first one. Careful from behind PZ. He's going to walk in towards that one. And now to the other side of the quad as well. Mitchell, he's doing everything when you need him to the most. He does not vanish. He can deny the bomb plant from going down. Apoc Dud is low with the rifle in hand. Rufflecove, bomb plant denied. Liki is doing everything in this round. And Apoc Dud with 10 HP has been revealed. Gonna hug the smoke. The flames will keep him in. The bomb plant won't happen. And Sterling finds it. What a great recovery for LFO.
That was an immaculate round there from Liki. He has got to be happy with that one. Stepping up to the plate when his team needed it. It was 4v2. Backs up against the wall. An eco round. And Liki, you know, just using that laser beam of the M4A1S to get the job done.
See, not happening. Told you.
Perfect positioning. Yeah, you're exactly right. You called it. And LFO, I think we almost witnessed like something similar. I don't know, just like a big round to take VERTEX to a 14th in the previous map.
Yep.
So we may actually be dealing with the 16-7s.
Well,
we'll
have to wait and see because it's an inferno over towards the B side of the map at the moment. All of the mollies being thrown from both sides. And for Sterling, we're already perched up with this AWP. He might be able to find the opener. Scratch that. It's Liki through the smoke on towards Malta. Some extra damage. Liki needs to make sure he doesn't get caught in a reload here as well. I've seen him use the fake reload before. You know, reload, quick switch, and bait in an opportunity to find an opponent. However, he's going to choose to fall back. Rightly so, because the flames potentially would have got him.
Has the time to find that reload. 3 members stacked up towards B. Should be an easy defense here. Another smoke will go down as well towards the B doors. Give them some additional time to work with. Nade goes up and Sterling does get dunked upon, but it's not going to matter. And Hazard's there to do some damage as well. These members of VERTEX have been peppered down. And it definitely looks like it has to be the B site that they hit, right? You know, no more volition towards that mid area. No control gathered. And it's a great flash in from Liki. Even when he's not finding the frags, his utility has been great, but Rufflecove has something to potentially say about it. Hazard, though, drops the bomb, and now it's just outside Cheetah in the cave. Rufflecove has to go hunting for that one.
Yeah.
Hazard, 1 HP. Is he going to be able to find the shot? He lines them up! 1 HP! Beautiful stuff from Hazard, and LFO drag it to map point, rather.
Yep.
Jesus, what have we just witnessed? LFO have just woken up. Beast.
Yeah, well, the beast is on VERTEX's side right now because it was a sleeping beast for LFO for quite some time, but maybe they need a bit of a Wolfpack logo back in toward the mix. We'll have to wait and see. As 15 has been achieved, as you do say it, battle of the 16-7s in toward the 3rd and final map. Could it be an interesting spectacle? What has VERTEX got to work with in this round? Well, the answer is 2 MAC-10s, 3 AKs, and a little bit of utility. So for LFO, it's looking like a little bit of this cheetah control again. How much focus are they going to be putting down onto the B ramp? However, something to note is there's no AWP for Sterling in this round. Oh, it is just the M4. And a big grouping out for VERTEX at the moment. They may look to overwhelm Liki.
Liki has been the one to do the overwhelming, though, as of late. He's ready. Wants to take this fight. Just a couple of warning shots, though, for now. Does choose to fall away. Happy with his positional. Now they're looking to clear out Cheetah, but again, how cautious they are being this entire time. VERTEX, you know, they've had to do so much lifting to even find anything. Now, Liki does get the spot. Doesn't want to take the task just yet either. Still a 5-on-5. The nade will send him packing. And now the utility set does start to march in towards this B site, Dion.
Well, PZ's got smoke, flame, flashbang. See what he can do to assist his team to come up from the B lane, who have just been smoked off as well. So 30 seconds to go. They need to get out and they need to get this damage happening. The flash doesn't catch anybody at the moment, and the spray from Hazard is good for 2. Make it 3. Now it's just down towards Malta, and he's going to be taken out with nothing to go his way. So the game is 16-7 there again. We're having a bit of a thing happening. You win your own map with the same score, and now we have overpass.
Now, Dion, you and me have been casting Australia and New Zealand Counter-Strike for a long, long time, right? How often do you actually see something like that happen at this level of Counter-Strike?